Hi, this is the Price Action Analyst. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Cardano, ADA. This is the daily chart. The orange lines are support and resistance. They're marked up over the course of the price history. Cardano has consolidated and broken out here, so this is the second leg that we're looking at, and this is the retrace of the second leg. So I'm just going to explain how I go about giving the buy recommendation. So I have had a buy recommendation on this since the 28th. Which is that bar, or that bar. And so what's happening here is price has cycled up to support. You've had a mini retrace and another attempt at a new high and another retrace and then a breakout and weakness. And that's high probability here. You'll see that more often than not, that these highs are washed and then you get weakness. That's why I'm always hesitant to breakout trade, because this is the high probability event. And so this blue line here is what I call inside support. And so you can see that this line, you can't tell here, this wick paints in, but this line starts to act as support for all these pushes back to and outside of resistance. And so here as well. And at the same time, I expect that wick to act as a barrier too, and maybe a wash of that wick would be a positive sign. So, you know, inside support is something I'm able to frame up after those two pushes there. You know, I'm tucking it in that, inside that low, and you want it to be, you know, roughly, I don't know, maybe an eighth of the distance between support and resistance. But I mean, that's very flexible. It's guided by the price action. And so you can see after this wash here, price is pushed down and it's tested the bottom of this wick. That wick was 1202. That was 1204. So that didn't wash it, but it very close, like almost to the tick. And you can see that that wick does act as a barrier, because the next bar is there's buying pressure, selling pressure again, and then prices come down here. Now, if price starts to paint in red bars and they're closing at their lows, you know, if that had closed at its low and then it does another one, well then this is gonna, you know, that's very bearish. I'm not gonna put a buy recommendation on that, and I almost expect it to cycle back down to support. But when you see the wash of these pivots here and you start seeing a series of wicks, then, you know, that's indicative that this inside support level is going to hold. And so now we've seen a push off of that, which is it's a positive sign. And again, this is in the context of price cycling up. So, you know, this retrace is starting to look like it's going to be shallow, you know, something like that. So the fact that, you know, you've got this distance from support to resistance and you know, this retrace looks like it's going to hold here, and it's broken out of this trend. This is what you expect on this strength. You expect a shallow retrace, and so you're kind of seeing it here. And so I was probably a little bit early with the buy recommendation, you know, because I had this wick as an ideal entry zone. But you can see if you bought within that zone, you're either up or about to be up. Well, in fact, price is outside of that zone. So if you bought inside the zone, you are slightly up. So you know, if inside support does hold, then price is going to push out here and make another attempt at resistance. But in fact, you know, the projection would be something like off the low. So that takes us to, you know, that takes us to the next level of resistance. So, you know, that if it does do that, that's kind of what the low is going to look like, and that's where you would expect the low. So if we drill down to the hourly chart, you know, that is, that's the first wick, which I framed the green lines off of. And so this is the first retest of that wick. And so I probably made the buy recommendation when we had buying strength. You know, we had a test here, a retest, another retrace, and then strength. So my buying recommendation might have been because of that. But you can see price has kind of cycled back on us. And again, it started to wash these lows. And then these series of wicks here were a bit of a giveaway that this was going to paint in as another low. And so that you know, this overall wash of this, it created a downtrend that we could frame up. And so price now is broken out of that. So this, on the hourly bar, this now looks very bullish again. And again, we're just outside of the ideal entry zone. So yeah, there's a lot to take from that, but the, you know, one thing would be how reliable those wicks are. And again, wicks in the right contents, right? Like as that paints in and does that, then that's kind of giving me an indication of where inside support is. As price sort of rebounds and tests there, I kind of have a better idea. And then it's just wash this wick and come back inside. So, you know, that area still looks good. So I now expect Cardano to push up. And again, it won't necessarily be a straight line. You know, maybe you get this and you get a retrace down to the trend and then a push off. You know, there's a myriad of ways I can do it. But however price decides to stair step out of this inside support and resistance, however it does that, I'm now expecting price to eventually push up, to cycle from this level of resistance to this one, as opposed to here. You know, that now, given this is now a low probability event for me. And so, you know, that's had a buy recommendation on it. I'm not sure if I've taken the buy recommendation off because it's now getting a bit late. But you could, I mean, based on that hourly, you could probably still buy it here. Yeah, I mean, you could. It's just, this is the thing, you know, if you buy it here, then you have to be prepared to watch it come and retrace. So again, it depends on the time frame. If you're confident that you can hold that you can hold, you know, if you buy it here and you're confident you can sit through that, then there's no issue with getting long here. But I don't, after these series of wicks, I don't expect price to come down here. I expect price to push up. Anyways, I'll leave it there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.